Let's see if I can't do a quick example of that lawyer and briefcase problem. So the idea is that all lawyers have briefcases. And then we suppose there's some other rate that non-lawyers do. Non-lawyers have briefcases. We can make up any number. We can say it's 8% of the time. And the question is, if you see a person with a briefcase, what are the odds that they're a lawyer? So what we need here actually is another piece of information. So it's sort of deceptive. The other piece of information is we need some frequency of lawyers. So suppose they were 1.5% of the population. And just like the sickness problems, we could take some sample population and break it up. So here's our sample population. Out of 10,000 people, we would expect what, like 150? So 0.015 times 10,000. Yeah, we would expect 150 lawyers, and then that means that the rest of them are not. So 9,850 non-lawyers. Now all of these lawyers have briefcases, so there are 150 briefcases. The question to figure out, if you see somebody with a briefcase, what are the odds they're a lawyer? We have to know how many briefcases are there total. Well, out of these non-lawyers, 8% of them have briefcases. So that's 788 briefcases. So even though in this problem most non-lawyers don't have briefcases, there are so many non-lawyers that a small percentage of them represents more briefcases that are non-lawyer owned than lawyer briefcases. So altogether, you have 938 briefcases. And so what that means, if you see somebody with a briefcase, the odds that it's a lawyer are 150 over 938. This would be the odds that a randomly selected briefcase belongs to a lawyer. So we can calculate that. It gives us about 16% would be the odds. So think about it. If you see somebody with a briefcase, if these numbers were true, then the odds are rather low that it's actually a lawyer. Even though all lawyers carry briefcases, there are relatively few of them. So the odds of seeing one are actually relatively small. So there's a couple of things, just like with the diseases that play in here, the frequency of the lawyers and the frequency of the condition or the briefcase or what have you. So hopefully this looks familiar. It looks like the diseases. You could have definitely had a category here of non-briefcases. If most lawyers have briefcases but not all of them do, you would have had another little branch there. But try this problem out and see if you understand it.